1996 will always have a special place in my heart. Being only 11 at the time, Mario 64 had just released to the world, and Crash Bandicoot only 3 months later. Me and my brother were lucky enough to own both the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1. It truly was an amazing time. Both games are still some of my favourite platformers to this day. So with Crash and Mario's success, competition would appear. My name's Matt, and this is my review of Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Croc is a 3D platformer released in 1997 on Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1 and published by Fox Interactive and developed by English studio Argonaut Software, who also worked on the brilliant Starwing on the Super Nintendo. So, what's the story here? The game starts out on an island inhabited by small furry creatures known as Gobbos. One day their leader King Rufus discovers a basket floating in a river containing a baby crocodile. The Gobbos decide they are going to raise him like one of their own. Years pass until one day an evil creature arrives on the island called Baron Dante. For some reason he decides to kidnap King Rufus and some of the Gobbos. Croc is taken to safety, but after the Baron has gone, Croc plucks up the courage to go on a journey all over the island, rescuing all the Gobbos. A basic plot, but to be fair, most platformers at the time were too. Croc was one of the first games to take advantage of the PlayStation's analog control. Remember the one where you had to push a button to switch to analog? Oh, the memories. Kids got it good today, don't they? The early controls worked pretty well, apart from the camera, but more about that later. Croc's moveset consists of a tail swipe and a cannonball, along with his jump and run of course. He doesn't have the acrobatic moves like Mario, but that's okay, I mean, he's a crocodile, right? The game has 5 worlds which all have different themes. You'll travel through volcanoes, forests, ice glaciers, underwater caverns and a desert. So some good variety here. In the levels themselves there are different colour crystals to collect. White acts as Croc's life, but frustratingly, no matter how many you have on you at the time, get hit by an enemy and you'll lose them all. You'll need at least 1 crystal to survive another hit, and to even get through some sections, like this part. And red, green, blue, yellow and pink crystals can be found in each stage too. Find them all and you can open a bonus door at the end of each stage. I found this definitely worth doing, as you can receive extra lives. Good incentive to search them out. Also, extra lives are found in the stages, mostly hidden though, so have a good look. These lives were definitely off the beaten path. Good challenge. Also, there are Gobbos to rescue. They can be out in the open or locked in cages. And lastly, there's keys to open those cages and some doors too. Time to talk about the camera. Croc's platforming needs to be pretty precise, and the camera has a mind of its own. I felt like I was fighting it every time I made a jump, and it's a damn shame because it could have been really enjoyable. There's moving and drop platforms, tricky jumps, and wide open areas to climb across, and the camera ruins most of it in my opinion. Also, there isn't much in the way of enemies here, and the ones that are here seem to repeat across most of the worlds. Also, they respawn when you kill them. I think the devs did this because, like I said, there are not many here. Missed opportunity. Apart from the platforming, there's a few sections with light puzzles, like moving these blocks to get up to the top. Easy, but breaks up the game a bit, and working out how to open this door. good stuff. I particularly like this creepy cave/dungeon section. How long's this guy been chained here? And listen to the moans and groans. Being a horror fan myself, I enjoyed this, and it was surprisingly good. Light horror in a kids game, top marks. In each world there's a mini boss and of course a main boss at the end, so a good amount. Dante turns animals, insects and even a cactus into bosses with his magic. Unfortunately, all the fights here are really easy, with even Dante himself giving you no challenge. All bosses are beaten with 3 hits, not very creative, even for the time. Dante has a second form for the final battle, but this is all you need to do. Yeah, not the ending I was expecting. The music in the game, on the other hand, is incredible. Here's a few examples. I really enjoyed it. Sound effects are good too, using Sony's machine really well. Also a quick mention about the graphics, they hold up well for a 3D polygon game. And Croc's sprite work is especially good. So in summary, Croc really can be great at times, but the camera will cause a lot of frustration, and the game's poor boss fights and repetitive level design towards the end make Croc hard for me to recommend to new players who haven't grown up with the game. Supposedly there is a remake being released sometime this year, which I feel will fix the issues here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.